Hello guys, welcome back to Car Obsession and welcome to another walk around. This time you join me with the brand new Audi S6 Avant. So as always, I will take you around the car, talk you through the specification and also give you my initial impressions. So yes, here we go, the new Audi S6 Avant. Now, interestingly, the new version has actually got a diesel engine. The old version had a 4-litre V8 petrol, whereas the new one has a 3-litre V6 diesel, which, yes, is quite surprising, bearing in mind a lot of car manufacturers are moving away from diesel, but Audi, for whatever reason, has chosen with the diesel. Anyway, normally I would talk about the exterior styling and the practicality, but you know what? I think for a car like this, we have to start with the engine. So let me lift up the bonnet. Here we go, the 3-litre V6 diesel. It offers 349 horsepower, which is actually around 100 less than the previous engine. And you may think, oh dear, that's a bad start. Well, it does improve because this engine has a whopping 700 Newton meters of torque, which is 150 more than the V8 used in the last car. If you prefer that in pound-feet, that is 516 pound-feet compared to 409, if I'm not mistaken. This power is mated to all four wheels using Audi's iconic Quattro system via an 8-speed Tiptronic automatic gearbox. So if you want a manual in this car, you can't have one, but I would imagine the majority of buyers would prefer the auto. This is an executive performance car after all. Going back to the engine, this car will hit 62 miles per hour in just 5.1 seconds, which I think is very impressive, bearing in mind this car weighs about 2 tons. And the top speed is of course limited to 155. However, if you select the right option, you can increase the speed up to 174 miles per hour. Now, if you're bothered about emissions and economy, let me go through that. So this car emits 171 grams per kilometre of CO2, meaning for the first year of VED, you'll be required to pay £1,280. And in regards to fuel economy, on a combined run, this offers 35.8 mpg, which I think, considering the kind of car this is, the weight and the performance, that is actually, pretty respectable. What isn't respectable, however, are the fake exhaust pipes. So, to be honest, they do look real from a distance, but let me get you a little bit closer. You will find they are completely fake. Oh dear, Audi. Oh dear. Fake exhaust pipes on an S6. What are you thinking? I am quite disappointed with that. Right, let me close the bonnet like so. So, time to talk about the exterior styling. I think this looks really sharp. It's sleek, sophisticated, classy, but still sporty at the same time. Of course, you have the silver wing mirrors to mark this out as one of Audi's sportier offerings, and you have big alloys. As standard, you normally get 20-inch alloys, but as an optional extra, I have these rather blingy 21-inch alloys. And I use blingy in a good term because I do really like these alloys. I think they look a lot better than the stock ones, which don't really do much for me. You have matrix LED headlights as well, silver detailing on the front, and a big chrome Audi grille, as well as a badge to tell you this is of course an S6. Yep, I think this is a good looking car, apart from the fake exhaust pipes at the rear, and you have chunky brakes as well. Let me just show you the calipers and the discs. They do provide a good amount of stopping power. This car has actually got some clever technology. Of course it has. It's an expensive Audi. I will get onto the price in a few moments. So for starters, this has something called an EPC. That is an electronically powered compressor. In essence, it allows the car to have a repeatable boost function. So, to put simply, this car, it eliminates turbo lag before it even happens, and let me tell you, it does work, because I'm yet to experience any kind of turbo lag in this car. You also have 4-wheel steering, So at speeds up to 37 miles per hour, the rear wheels steer 5 degrees opposite to the front wheels to give you better manoeuvrability and agility. But over 37 miles per hour, they steer 2 degrees with the front wheels to give you better stability. On top of that, you have wheel selective torque control, which basically means when you're going through a corner, the car is able to brake the inside wheels to give you better cornering. This car also has the optional sport differential as well to give even better handling. And let me tell you, this car does handle well, even though it is a big lump. In the corners, dare I say, it does actually feel rather nimble, which sounds mad. Big Audis of the past, they were renowned for having nasty understeer and feeling quite nose heavy. Have I experienced that in this car? I wouldn't say so. So I have been impressed. Right, let me take you inside the car. Well, actually, just one more thing. Through normal driving, the ratio of torque, so you have 60% sent to the rear wheels and 40% sent to the front wheels, but in extreme conditions the car can send up to 85% to the rear wheels and 70% to the front wheels. Obviously not at the same time, that would be physically impossible. Let me take you, actually let me show you the boot. Now the boot isn't the largest for an estate, but I'm sure you'll agree it still offers a very good amount of space. As always, the boot is festooned with my filming crap, but I will cut to a clip where the boot is empty. So with the rear seats up, you get 550 litres, but if you want more space, you can of course fold down the 40-20-40 rear seats to give you almost 1,700 litres. The middle seat also folds flat, so if you want to pop longer items in here, such as skis, you can do so. Let's close the boot like so. Space in the rear is pretty good, even for a taller person like me. As you can see, I've got a good amount of knee room, and I've also got a healthy amount of leg room as well. This car does have the optional panoramic roof, but even so, my headroom isn't too bad. Let me flip you guys around like so, and you'll see you know, my headroom is pretty agreeable. What I will say though is I don't think you'd fit 3 people in the back, purely because you have a large transmission, sorry, let me get my words out, a large transmission tunnel running down the middle of the car. You can see it's quite thick and quite steep. But if you don't have anyone in the middle seat, they can of course make use of the centre armrest. You have cup holders which fold out in a rather nifty fashion. Yeah, I like that, that's quite smart. And you also have a bit of storage underneath here, not loads, but you do have a little bit. The door bins are of a good size. You can fit in a 500 millilitre bottle in there with no issues. There's a bit of netting in the back of the front seats like so. You've also got 4-zone climate control, so not only can you adjust it either side in the front, but you can also do it in the rear. Obviously the car isn't turned on, but I will cut to a clip where you can see it in action. You've also got 2 USB ports down here, which I know you can't really see because the lighting isn't very good, as well as a 12-volt socket. Let me move my hand out of the way, and you will see, yes, you have the USB ports and the 12-volt socket. Let me move on to the front. The front, as you would expect from an Audi, is a really, really nice place to be. Let me once more step in very carefully. So let me turn on the ignition so you can see the touchscreen. So you have 2, as you can see. You've got a 10.1 inch touchscreen, and then below that you have an 8.6 touchscreen. Sorry, I paused because I thought it was about to load music. Oh, low battery. Well, not low battery, but it's just saying that I should really start the engine, which I have done. Won't keep it on for too long, so I don't want to just, you know, put loads of emissions in the air for no reason. But yeah, I will talk through the features quite quickly. So yeah, you've got 2 large touchscreens, which are really nice to use. The Audi MMI system is so pleasing to use. Yeah, it's just really delightful to use it. I love this system, I really do. So you have radio, of course you have DAB radio, smartphone connectivity, navigation, Bluetooth. Let me show you the navigation, and the the clarity of the screen and the resolution is pin sharp. I'm very impressed. Of course, you also have the equally delectable Audi virtual cockpit. Regular viewers will know I'm a massive fan of this system. If only I could retrofit it into one of my Mazda MX-5s or my Civic Type R, that would be quite nice, although it would kind of spoil the retro vibe in them. But still, you get my point. I really like this. You can change the views like so. Well, you've got a button marked view, so you can make the dials smaller or larger, and you've got arrows here, so you can scan through each part of the display. So that's just your driver settings. Come on, autofocus, do your job. Bluetooth, more Bluetooth, and you have that. Oh, that's just stunning to look at, simply stunning. You can also change these settings. So this is actually the sports setting. If I go into settings, display, virtual cockpit, and I can actually change it to S, and as you can see, the display changes. I can make that like that or like that. This car does have quite a few options, I won't lie. I haven't got time to go through all of them, because this car, believe it or not, has got almost £18,000 worth of options on it. So yeah, so let me talk you through the price. This car would normally start from around £62,000, but with options, this car is almost £78,000. So yeah, you will need deep pockets for this car. Down here, you've got your climate control settings. You have heated front seats, very nice indeed. You may have noticed the little button for the drive select. So of course, any sporty Audi will have a selection of driving modes. So you've got efficiency, oh, where you gone? Efficiency, comfort, auto, dynamic and individual. This car also has air suspension as well. That is an optional extra that will cost you over £2,000. But even in dynamic mode, this car it just wafts along. It's impressive stuff. I've got a reversing camera, and as you can see, I've got an kind of a bird's eye view of the car to make parking even easier. And you may have noticed there's a button here that says 3D. Check this out. Oh, so I didn't quite press it. Look at that, look. And if I do that, you can see different angles of the car. So you get a kind of virtual version of the car. And as you can see, I've got the other parked cars over there. How cool is that? The only thing I would like is for it to match the colour of the car. So this car is finished in Tango Red, and it would be quite nice to have it matching, but that's me being really pedantic. This car does also have park assist as well. Yeah, the technology in this car is just second to none. I really can't fault it. Practicality is pretty good as well. The door bins are able to fit a large bottle in there. That's 1.5 litres. Got two cup holders, a slot where you can pop the key, 12-volt socket, a little cubby hole just here. It's not overly big, but you can pop your wallet in there, or perhaps some travel sweets. There's more space in here. You've got a wireless phone charging pad, which I'm pretty sure is optional. A little space there, two USB ports, an SD card slot and a SIM card slot. There's no sunglasses holder, which I do find a little bit disappointing, but it is what it is. And you get a glove box, which offers a decent amount of space, and it is chilled, so a very good place in which to keep my sausage rolls. Let me turn it off, because I don't want to leave the engine running for no reason. But the interior, everything in here just feels premium, and it feels pleasing to touch. You know, yeah. Words escape me, because I'm trying to find the right ones to describe the interior of the Audi. We all know Audi make fantastic interiors, and the S6 is a wonderful example of that. Yeah, just everything in here just looks and feels pleasant. yeah, I'm impressed with this car. You may remember that a few months ago I had the Audi TTS, and in all honesty, I wasn't. I was going to say I wasn't impressed by it. I think that's the wrong thing to say. What I mean, what I should say is, I never developed a bond with it. I never developed a connection. It left me quite cold. But I must admit, normally this wouldn't really be my kind of car. Not because I don't like it. It's just because this is, a fast executive estate. This isn't the sort of car I'd look at. A, because I don't need one, and B, I simply, I definitely can't afford one. But yeah, I've really enjoyed my time with this car, and I will be genuinely sad to hand it back to Audi. And could I say that about the Audi TTS? No, I couldn't. It's strange because the TTS is a sports car, whereas this is a performance car. But it's not a sports car in the same way, is it? But I actually prefer this, so which may shock some of you. There would of course be a full review coming, so be sure to look out for that. There may even be a Patsy Rates Cars video with it as well for my regular viewers. You may know that I get my wife Patsy to jump onto the channel to get her opinion on cars, and you may have noticed that we haven't done one for a long time. That's really been down to time, to be honest, because the days are shorter now, and finding a time when Patsy is free or she's up to doing it has been tricky. So fingers crossed, you may see a Patsy Rates Cars episode with the Audi S6 Avant. Until then, that's probably enough talking for the time being, because I know I have been waffling on for quite some time. I've been recording for over 18 minutes. So I'm going to end it there. So if you do have any questions about the car, be sure to drop a question or a comment in the comment section below. But I hope you have enjoyed this video. If so, be sure to like, get your words out, Aaron. Be sure to like, subscribe, and to ring my bell so you get notified every time I make a video. But until the next time, guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession.